Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning, and in today's video we'll be discussing what is going on with Team Arrow in Arrow Season 7, and we do have some hints as to what some of the characters could be getting up to, including Felicity, who seems to be going undercover, so let's get into it. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, be sure to head to my podcast channel, which is called Untitled Podcast. It is a weekly DC TV Arrowverse podcast to do with my good friend Dan McCants, aka Mulekick Media. So if you like this video and you want to see more, be sure to head to the link in the description down below. So, coming out of the fallout of Arrow Season 6, it's led a lot of us to speculate as to what Team Arrow could be getting up to, as Oliver did ask them to carry on. However, based on what's happening in the Season 7 trailer we got from San Diego Comic-Con, it seems like that has not been followed through, and a lot of the team has actually been disbanded and have gone back to their normal lives. But also some set photos recently revealed about what some characters such as Felicity could be getting up to in the new season, and that's what I want to go through today, what each member is going to be doing and what they're going to be getting up to when we return in Arrow Season 7. So I'm going to start off with Curtis. Now Curtis, I'm starting off with him because he is the most difficult one to pinpoint. Curtis was not in the trailer at all. There was not a single shot of Curtis, not a single line of dialogue, no reference, nothing. Now Echo Kellum did say in a kind of joking kind of format that Curtis is just chilling after Arrow Season 6 and when we meet him in Arrow Season 7. And though he said it in a kind of joke type way, I genuinely believe that is what Curtis is getting up to. I believe he is literally, he's retired from being Mr. Terrific. He's not returning to the Vigilante game. He is simply just chilling. He's just chilling out. He's probably still with that cop who we met last season, Anastas. He's probably still with him. So they're probably just chilling out. I can see Curtis totally doing that. Curtis is certainly the most, he is the chill type. I just don't really see why he would be, because he's certainly not Mr. Terrific. I think if he was still Mr. Terrific, then we would have seen that. Because it seems like most of Team Arrow are not vigilantes anymore. So, in fact, all of them aren't vigilantes anymore. So, it seems like Curtis has definitely taken a leaf out of all their books and has decided just to stay at home, and just live his life. And I guess that's fair enough. So Curtis, I don't know what he's going to be doing next season, most of it, but at least when we meet him, he is going to be just chilling. Now, what about Renee? Now, Renee is actually really interesting because in the trailer, I actually found him to be the most interesting character, because when you look at him, I'm not quite sure where he is, because it doesn't quite say, and even Renee seems conflicted as to what he wants to do. He says to Dinah, he says, Oliver asked us to carry on, sometimes people just need something to believe in, and that basically implies that obviously Team Arrow have been not necessarily disbanded, but they've all retired. They're all just gone on with their lives, and it seems like Renee isn't necessarily comfortable with that. It seems like Renee wants to keep on being a vigilante. He wants to carry on with his vigilante life, but everyone else is pretty happy and content not to, and obviously he can't exactly go out on his own because he's not, he'll get killed. So it looks like in the trailer we do see that shot where he goes up to those group of guys who seem to be selling weapons and he has a gun in his back pocket. It seems like maybe he could be doing something there. Also, that is the scene where the Green Arrow comes in later on, so I guess maybe he gets saved. But what it looks like for Renee, it looks like that he's trying to carry on and be a good man. He's trying to carry on being a vigilante in some sense, but he's not quite sure if he can do it. He doesn't quite want to do it on his own because it's very dangerous, and he's not quite sure how to do it and how to go about it, because he can't exactly go around as Wild Dog, or at least maybe he's not going around as Wild Dog anymore. So it's quite interesting to see where that's going to go. Also, I believe, based on what Rick Gonzalez was saying at SDCC, he was saying that, he has a lot of conflictions with Zoe as well, who's of course his daughter, and he wants to protect his daughter. He wants to be a good father to her. Of course, he now has custody rights over his daughter, so he's going to want to make sure that he is around for her. And obviously, if he's going around as a vigilante and he's sticking as Wild Dog, that may not, that may not be a permanent thing. So he's kind of in confliction. I think that's going to put Renee in an interesting place in Season 7, which is something I think that character desperately needs to make us relate to him after being fairly unlikable in both Season 5 and Season 6. Now, what about Dinah Drake? Now, Dinah is most certainly not the Black Canary anymore. She is very much happy doing what she's doing. It seems like she's now leading the police force. It looks like she's now head of the SCPD, the Star City Police Department. So we do see her in the trailer. She's in the office and she's, she loads her gun, and we do see her actually leading the police force up against this new Green Arrow, who is most likely Roy Harper. And we actually see her leading them. So she is clearly still, you know, she still has a passion for getting justice, she still has a passion for saving the city, but she can do it under different means, because of course she is a cop, so she can actually lead the police department and still get justice in a fully legal way. So it seems like Dinah has found a good balance. While she's no longer the Black Canary, she is just carrying on as the leader of the SCPD, and she's still going to be doing that. So she's still saving the city, she's still helping people, but she's actually doing it, you know, in a legal way. So I guess you can't really blame her for that. It's going to be interesting to see if she'll come back into the Black Canary role, and if so, how. And also, will this be anything to do with Black Siren's storyline next season, although she seems to be a bit more connected to Ricardo Diaz. But I guess we'll have to see how it all goes down. It's quite difficult to predict some of these things when we're still so far away from the season premiere, and we still don't know that much about the season. Arrow is quite thin in terms of its details, and is very thin on the ground in terms of Dinah, but it definitely seems like Dinah, she's not the Black Canary, she's retired from that life, and she's just heading up the SCPD, getting justice in that way, so she still feels like she's helping and saving the city, and I feel like maybe getting her back as the Black Canary is going to be a bit more of a struggle than, say, Renee or Curtis. I feel like she's going to be a bit more, you know, she's going to need a bit more of a push to actually come back to the vigilante life. So how about Diggle? Now, while it's entirely possible for Diggle to actually be the new Green Arrow, it is certainly a possibility. I don't see it happening. You know, he did turn it down. Oliver did offer him the role in the Season 6 finale. He turned it down. So I don't really see why he'd pick it back up immediately after Oliver goes to prison. Also, Diggle has now got a leadership position in Argus. He's now working for Argus alongside his wife Lila. So I don't really see why he would feel the need to go out. Because again, similarly to Dinah, he is still helping people and he is still being a hero, but he's doing it in legal means. He's doing it in the form of leading Argus. And I feel like, you know, why would you be a member of Argus and then be the Green Arrow at the same time, or even be Spartan at the same time? It doesn't really make much sense to me. I feel like it's just going to be a lot more, it's going to make a lot more sense if Diggle just stays where he is as a member of Argus. Now, obviously, at the end of Season 6, he did have the suit. We do see in one of the very last shots of the season, he does have the suit. Whether he uses that, whether maybe he gives that to Roy, I don't know. But it seems like Diggle is perfectly content to stay in Argus as of right now. And obviously we do know that he is going to be visiting Oliver in prison, so I just don't really see why he would want to take up that mantle, at least now. It doesn't really make much sense to me, so it seems like Diggle is pretty firmly placed where he is, in Argus. Now, finally we have Felicity. Now, I feel like Felicity is one of the more interesting ones because, obviously, she is now the full-time parent of William. She's now looking after Oliver's son, who I guess is, you know, technically his, well, it's her stepson now. So she's now looking after William. She also has that startup, of course. Helix Dynamics is going to be a startup within Season 7, so she's going to be working alongside Curtis on that. But one thing that's interesting is that recent set photos have revealed that Felicity is going to be working part-time as a barista in Star City. And I know that's going to bring up a lot of jokes from Legends of Tomorrow, but let's just stick with it for now. So why might she be doing this? Well, obviously, if you are working at a startup, that's not going to be a lot of money. You're not going to have a lot of money coming in, so you are going to need a part-time job to help, you know, sustain your life and, you know, keep the money coming in. So she just needs a little job like that to, you know, keep herself afloat. One thing that's interesting is when you look at the set photos, she's dyed her hair pink, or at least the bottom of it, like she's got some pink highlights in her hair. Now, does this mean she's undercover? Like, I guess maybe is Ricardo Diaz coming after her? I mean, we do see that scene in the trailer in the middle of that forest where her and William seem to be hunted by Ricardo Diaz. Well, I personally believe that's a nightmare that Oliver's having in prison. I don't know if maybe Ricardo Diaz is still hunting them. You know, it does say, like, you know, because Ricardo Diaz is coming after everyone who Oliver loves. And obviously, there's no one he loves more than Felicity. So, you know, is she working undercover? Like, is she kind of in, like, a witness protection type thing? Like, I don't quite understand what's going on with Felicity. All I know is that, you know, there must be the startup going on. She's now working as a barista part-time. But it's the pink hair that confuses me. So, like I say, I think she is working that job in order to keep the money coming in, but then and also to sustain William. But also, I feel like there must be something going on because she must be under some kind of threat if she's willing to go undercover in order to protect her identity, protect herself, so she isn't seen by whoever is hunting her down, but be it whoever or be it Ricardo Diaz. It could be anybody at this point. So I feel like Felicity is very interesting, actually, to see where she's going to be going. And I actually can't wait to see where this is explained, because this is going to be interesting to see how Felicity is going to play into next season and how her play with Oliver might be different. So I feel like it's going to be interesting to see how this all develops. But make sure you let me know your thoughts about Felicity in the comment section down below. But what do you guys think about all the different characters and all the members of Team Arrow in Arrow Season 7? What do you think they're up to? How are they doing? And what would you like to see them do? And what sort of storylines would you like to see each and every one of them go down in Season 7? Make sure you let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As I said, Curtis is most likely just chilling, Renee is going to be conflicted, Dinah quite happy in the police force, Diggle quite happy in Argus, and Felicity, while working at the startup and working as a barista, she also seems to be undercover in some way, and I feel like that's going to be very interesting and a good contrast to what's going on with Oliver inside of Slabside. But make sure you let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It'll help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always, guys, please subscribe for your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Black Lightning. And with all that said, guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.